The PSP and PS Vita never managed to reach the same heights as their main competitors, the Nintendo DS and 3DS, but they were still beloved by Sony fans. Both platforms had a particularly strong lineup of RPGs. There were so many RPGs, many were lost in the shuffle. This list aims to shine a light on some of the forgotten gems. Hardcore RPG fans of course probably know these well, but you may learn something new if you only casually dip your foot into the genre. Fortunately, most of these games are still available for purchase on the PS Store. 10. Valkyria Chronicles 2. The first Valkyria Chronicles quickly became a hidden gem on the PS3. The direct sequel went the portable route. It managed to please fans despite the move to less powerful hardware. Valkyria Chronicles 3 also came out on the PSP exclusively in Japan. The series would only return to consoles with Valkyria Revolution and Valkyria Chronicles 4. Despite the number of games and critical adoration, the series has not yet broken into the mainstream. 9. Final Fantasy 20th Anniversary Edition. People often complain about the way Final Fantasy remasters look. The art and UI always seem to look incongruous and simply unpleasant. It makes us wonder why Square does not just give the 2D entries the same treatment it gave to Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 4 on the PSP. The aesthetic is gorgeous. If you are feeling down about the look of the new pixel remasters, just buy a PSP and play these remakes. 8. Gene Dark. This turn-based tactical game takes a lot of cues from Final Fantasy Tactics. Gene Dark distinguishes itself from other RPGs with its historical setting. It is very loosely based on Joan of Arc with the addition of fantasy elements. The 3D graphics do not quite hold up after all these years though. Developer Level 5 has a ton of RPGs under its belt, most notably Dark Cloud and the Ni no Kuni series. 7. Child of Light. Ubisoft Montreal has a lot of games in its catalog. Child of Light stands out as a unique entry among them. This side-scrolling turn-based RPG was released on a plethora of consoles, but it functions fine on the PS Vita. The art is a particularly striking feature of the world, and the characters all speak in a specific rhyming scheme. Despite the positive critical reception, it does not look like we'll ever get a sequel. 6. Phantasy Star Portable. Phantasy Star Portable 2 battle. Older gamers fondly remember the older Phantasy Star games on the Sega Master System and the Sega Genesis. Afterward, there was Phantasy Star Online for the Dreamcast. Few might realize two games came out on the PSP as Phantasy Star Portable and Phantasy Star Portable 2. The gameplay is more akin to Phantasy Star Online than the classic turn-based entries. Reviews were mixed, but fans of the series should have fun going through these adventures. 5. Disgaea. If you are looking for something in the same vein as Final Fantasy Tactics or Tactics Ogre, then you cannot get much better than Disgaea. Many entries in the series are available on both the PSP and Vita, so there is well over 100 hours of content to explore across both handhelds. The turn-based tactical battles will be familiar to players of the genre, but the attitude and humor are more juvenile and loose than the serious political drama of the aforementioned titles. 4. YS. The YS series has been around since 1987, but is still mostly a niche franchise. Even in its inception, combat took a real-time approach, a rarity for the time. Despite the faster-paced nature, the games translate well to the portable consoles. The most recent entry, YS9, has raised the franchise's profile significantly, so now is as good a time as ever to buy an old handheld and try out the older entries. 3. The Third Birthday. Parasite Eve fans have long been clamoring for a new game in the franchise. The two games on the PS1 are considered RPG classics unique for the time due to the modern setting. The PSP title, The Third Birthday, was not exactly what fans wanted from a return for the series, but it is at least something. While we'd ultimately recommend playing the originals, which are available on the PS Network, the third birthday offers some value as the third entry in the series. 2. HalfMinute Hero. HalfMinute Hero is not joking with its name. You really do have 30 seconds to accomplish your objective. Time stops in towns at least, and you can reset the clock with in-game money, but you are often rushing to the goal in this unique take on the genre. Several other gameplay modes put the 30-second timer into different genres like action and strategy. There is also a sequel, but in the West, it is only on PC. 1. The Trails series. The Trails series can be confusing to keep track of, even though it is relatively new when compared to other JRPG franchises. Even though it started in 2004, you can start with the Trails of Cold Steel titles and continue from there. The 4 games in Trails of Cold Steel are directly connected. The games are available on different consoles, but it is the most comfortable to play on the PSP or PS Vita.